When I checked into the old roadside motel, I had no idea what awaited me in room 404. It was supposed to be a simple overnight stay during a long road trip. The motel was run down, but it was the only place with vacancies for miles. The clerk handed me the key with a wary look, but I shrugged it off, chalking it up to the lateness of the hour. The room itself was unremarkable. Faded wallpaper, a creaky bed, and a musty smell. Exhausted, I didn't bother unpacking. I just wanted to sleep and get back on the road early in the morning. As I settled in, a sense of unease crept over me. It felt like the shadows in the corners were watching me, but I dismissed it as fatigue. Around midnight, I was jolted awake by a loud thud. I sat up, heart pounding, and looked around. The room was dark, but I could make out the shape of the furniture. Nothing seemed out of place. I tried to calm myself, thinking it was just my imagination. But then I heard it again. This time, a soft whisper, too low to understand. I got out of bed, turned on the light, and checked the room. Nothing. I even peeked outside the door, but the hallway was empty. Shaking my head, I decided to get a glass of water. As I walked to the bathroom, I felt a sudden chill. The air grew cold, and my breath became visible. That's when I saw it. A figure standing in the corner of the room. It was a woman, dressed in an old-fashioned nightgown, her hair hanging limply around her pale face. Her eyes were hollow, and she stared at me with an expression of deep sorrow. I was frozen in place, too terrified to move. She raised her hand and pointed to the bathroom. Gathering my courage, I followed her gesture. In the bathroom, I found the mirror fogged up, as if someone had been in there recently. Written in the condensation were the words, "Help me." Suddenly, the room grew even colder, and I heard a faint sobbing. The woman appeared behind me in the mirror, her eyes pleading. She mouthed the words, "Find me," before disappearing. I spent the rest of the night huddled on the bed, the lights on, unable to sleep. As soon as dawn broke, I packed my things and rushed to the front desk. The clerk looked at me with a knowing expression. Before I could say anything, he spoke. "You saw her, didn't you? The woman in room 404. I nodded, too shaken to speak. He sighed. "You're not the first. Years ago, a woman stayed in that room. She was running from someone, but no one knows who. She vanished without a trace, and ever since, guests have reported seeing her, hearing her cries for help." "Why don't you close the room?" I asked. He shrugged helplessly. "We've tried, but she always finds a way back. It's like she's trapped, searching for someone to help her move on." I left the motel as quickly as I could, but the experience stayed with me. I couldn't stop thinking about the woman and what might have happened to her. Part of me wanted to go back, to try to help her, but fear kept me away. To this day, I wonder if she's still there, trapped in room 404, waiting for someone to finally bring her peace. And I wonder if I'll ever have the courage to return and face the ghosts of the past.